Hey guys, it's Jamie out at Seven Stands Farm. This morning I'm planning on taking a couple of goats to the sale, so I thought I'd bring you along. What I want to do is talk to you about the Scrapie tag, why you have to have it, and what it is, and how you get it if you're not sure of it. Also, we'll talk about unloading the goats and the paperwork that you have to fill out. It's pretty simple. And I'm gonna load up a couple of goats. Got one in this pasture that already has a Scrapie tag. And then I got a buck that we gotta get out of the buck pen. The reason I'm taking these two goats is I kept them to watch them. They didn't meet the standards of my farm. I'm really particular about the goats I keep here on the farm. I want them to have a really good growth rate, and I don't want to have to worm them. So I hope that you'll stay with us while we get the goats ready, get them in the truck and take them to the sale, and I'll explain to you what's going on, and we'll show you as much as we can. We'll just see how it goes. Come on, goat! Woo! Come on! Woo! Come on! Come on, goat! Works out good to have, you know, get your animals used to you. Goats are really super smart. They, you can call them up anytime. Got one little girl we're taking to the sale today. There she is. All right, I don't know if you saw it or not, but just kind of eased her into the barn where everybody's eating hay, and I've got this little girl, and then I've got another buck we're going to get. She's about, I think, 9 months, 10 months old, something like that. And I had to, I've had to worm her a couple of times, so I'm just not happy with that. I want to try to choose for worm resistance. So she's still a good goat. She's just not the goat that I want on my farm. Sometimes it's really hard to get rid of a pretty little doe like she is. The one thing we have to be sure of is each of them have some things that you have to do to meet requirements to transport livestock. So we got a small buck in here that we're going to take today as well. So we're going to have a buck and a doe to take to the sale. The easiest way to catch them is I'll pour a little bit of grain out, and they'll come over, and I'll just kind of snatch them up out of the feeding frenzy that goes on. So to go to the sale or to transport anywhere really inside of North Carolina, and especially if you're crossing state lines, each goat, sheep have to have a North Carolina ID tag. And that ID tag is specific to my farm. Each ID Scrapie tag has to have the US seal. It has to have your flock number, which my flock number is here. It's specific to me. And then the animal number, 026. He'll be number 26 that I've tagged. The reason for these tags are for the disease Scrapie. It's a neurological disorder that affects sheep and goats. It causes a lot of neurological problems, stumbling, they waste away. And all of you have probably heard of mad cow disease before. This is kind of the mad cow. The reason we have this system is if I sell my animal at the sale today, it goes to a farm in Virginia, and then it's sold again and ends up who knows where, and then it gets sick with Scrapie, they can trace it back to the origin and test my flock and prevent other spread. So that's the purpose of the flock ID number and the track. Now the reason it needs to be tracked is because they can have the disease for, you know, months to years before they actually start to show any symptoms. So 6 months from now, a year from now, this buck that I'm getting ready to tag actually has symptoms of Scrapie. They can still trace it back to me. He's going to be number 27. So I have a male end for 27 and I have a female end for 27. And then you have to have an actual gun, they call it, or a way to deploy that tag. Here's the female end. It slides into the gun with the tag number down. This is my gun, and there are different ones. I like to make sure that the needle somewhat centers up, and then you apply the male end onto the gun, pull it up tight like that. Okay, now you're ready to insert this ear tag into the ear. Some things you need to make sure of when you're putting this in: if you look at a goat's ear, there are vessels and veins that run through them. You want to put it in the middle and kind of high, and you want to be between those veins so you don't cause a lot of bleeding. So this is a little difficult by yourself. I'm going to use this door just to help me hold him a little bit. One, quick motion. So then the ear tag's in, there's no bleeding. That didn't go as well as I had planned. That's really a two-person job, and doing it on camera by yourself is probably not the best way to do it, but they're going to sale today, and that's the way it ends up here for me, is doing a lot of things by myself. Okay guys, so gotta go around the back and unload. And there will be no video inside or of the auction today, because that's the auction house rules. No pictures, no videos. So I can get you video of us unloading maybe. Okay, we just dropped off our goats. Kind of just a little facility here where you can get out, and they've got a nice little gate system so they can't get out. Went in the gate system there that you go through to unload. Unloaded, and then walked in and got my ticket for my two animals. Of course, just basic information I had to give them: my name, address so they can mail the check if I don't want to stay for the sale, a phone number to contact me. They put a couple of tags on my goats, which actually gave them a number for the sale. I can stay, I think, and pick up the check this afternoon if I wanted to stay the entire auction. Or you can just drop and go. You don't have to stay for the auction at all. The actual sale barn will put a Scrapie tag in for you so it can be sold. They'll deduct the price of the Scrapie tag out of your out of the sales for the goat. So they'll do that. Of course, there is a sale fee. Probably be either a flat fee per head or a percentage. And once I get my check, I'll kind of go over that with you. All right, so just want to finish this video up here. We're at the auction house. We've dropped everything off, getting ready to go in, maybe see how the auction goes. Hope this might be helpful for you. I really didn't know where everything was going to be, or how to unload, or where to unload at. But the best thing to do is just get out and ask. Most of the time, everybody at one of these places is really friendly. They want your business. Everybody I spoke to this morning's been real friendly. Went in the office. They told me to go around back. Guys that unloaded pulled me right up to where I needed to be. They unloaded the goats. I went in, filled out the paperwork, got my numbers on them, and they're going to go through the sale and they'll just mail me a check. So it's pretty simple, pretty easy. It can be a little overwhelming or a little scary if you've never done anything like this before. Hope this was a benefit for you. Don't be afraid. Take your animals to the auction. As always, guys, thanks again for watching. Please go down, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It'll help us feed some goats and some pigs. So as always, we'll do it all again tomorrow.